I was just thinking about the taxonomy of certain things, and as I'm looking through this field, as I'm looking across, I see these clumps in the goldenrod, which is a gall. And if I were to cut the clump open, I would probably find an insect or a worm inside there, chewing its way. It has its eggs, or the eggs of the insect that has landed on it and laid eggs. It's created an enzyme, or has deposited an enzyme or something which causes the plant to mutate at the top and to form a gall, or a growth, an extra growth around the top. Most of the plants aren't like that, but the ones that have those on them have a gall. Probably, my guess is later in the season, that gall will grow into a fairly sizable round piece, which I'll go over again as the time goes by. But I'm looking at that. I don't know the insect. I don't know the genus and species of even goldenrod. I think it's plumbago, but I could be wrong. Could be something else entirely. But I just wanted to point out that these things exist, and they're not always the most beautiful sights in the world, but it is interesting to look across a field and see several clumps like that and think, oh yeah, here's one more thing that interests me that other people might be interested in as well. And the taxonomy and the naming of species that interact with one another. Fields and field edges and whatnot are a great place to observe such things. So thank you for watching, and thank you for being curious about plants and medicinals and so on and so forth in relation to how we're all doing and how we rely on each other in the interconnectedness of all things. Again, this is goldenrod and goldenrod galls, which see later on. There's one that's fully formed. What a coincidence. The very thing that I was looking for. This, inside this, if I were to slice this open, there is a small worm chewing its way out, and eventually, before the autumn, it will crawl out, eat a hole out of here, crawl up to the top of the flower, and will probably fly off to do another thing somewhere else. There are more of them. There's another one. I didn't realize they were already formed. I see a few more over there in the middle of the picture. I see one right there in the middle of the picture, and now I'm seeing more of them as I look around. So those plants that have the other clumps of leaves on top are a different kind of gall, but are sort of the same, along the same lines. But again, we have a goldenrod gall, and inside it there's an insect that is slowly eating its way to a healthier system, and will eventually crawl out of that and fly to its next destination. So thank you for watching. Cheers.